Are you spending way too much time figuring out your articles, your posts, your videos on LinkedIn? I'm Amy Walker and I'm a small business strategist, and I help you be able to grow your business while maintaining balance in your personal life. And today we're talking all about LinkedIn content creation. I am going to show you how to create a month's worth of content for LinkedIn, specifically that will do well and perform well on that platform in under 5 hours a month. For all the tips you need to grow your business and maintain life balance, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification so you can get updates when new content comes out every Tuesday. I'm so excited to announce that we have just released our newest ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business on LinkedIn. You can grab your copy of the ebook today for free. Just click in the link in the description. Content creation can take a ton of time, but it doesn't have to. Today, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you my LinkedIn content strategy. I'm going to show you how I repurpose content and also what type of content is performing best on the platform in 2019. So if you are excited to really utilize LinkedIn to its fullest potential, you've got to be adding value to the platform, and this is going to show you exactly what to do in a simple, manageable way. Before we jump in, let me ask you a question. What type of content are you currently getting the most traction from on LinkedIn? Is it articles, posts, or videos? Leave us a comment and tell us which one is working the best for you. All right, let's jump into our 7 steps. The first tip that I have for you is on LinkedIn, quality is more important than quantity. Think about it when you look at platforms like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. It's all about volume, putting out a lot of content and trying to get on visibility on people's news feeds. Well, LinkedIn is a little bit of a different platform because it's more professional than it is social. So a lot of people are not in LinkedIn every day. The ones that I find are in the platform every day are the ones like you and I who are using the platform to grow their business. But sometimes your customers are only on maybe once a week. And so you don't have to have 3 times a day content. You don't have to have even daily content. I feel like it's the one platform where daily would be ideal, but you could get by with 3 or 4 times a week if you had great content for those 3 or 4 times. So put your energy and intention into creating really good content, and don't worry quite so much about the volume. It's not quite as demanding for volume as some of the other platforms are. Tip number 2, video. Video is working really well on LinkedIn. I was speaking recently with someone else who uses LinkedIn heavily for her platform, and she said LinkedIn today is like Facebook was in 2012. And it's kind of true. A lot of the platforms, including Facebook and Instagram, if you try to put a link to a YouTube video, they're going to hide it in the algorithms because they have their own video platforms. As of today, LinkedIn does not have its own video platform, and so you can put links to your YouTube channels directly on LinkedIn, and it's still going to get great visibility. In fact, LinkedIn is my favorite platform for having the highest amount of visibility for free. So go ahead and create your videos elsewhere, repurpose them in, and just use them straight as, and you're going to get great visibility and great engagement on LinkedIn. Tip number 3, the long form post. So a long form post is longer than a regular, pithy, short, little to the point comment, but it's not as long as an article. So it's kind of an in-between. What we do for our long form posts on LinkedIn is we'll share a story around a business topic. So we'll take a business topic and we'll share an experience that I've had and how that's applied, and then bring it back around to the business topic. It's usually 2 to 4 paragraphs, and they get actually the highest visibility out of any of the content that we do, which is kind of crazy. Tip number 4, use engaging photos. The great thing about LinkedIn is a lot of people have neglected their content strategy, so there's a good bit of content on there that's just resharing of articles from other places, and posting updates about their business. So if you are truly a content creator and you go on and create engaging stuff, it captures people's attention. So use engaging photos. They can be original images, they could be stock images, original slightly better, but an engaging stock image with a long form post or even a shorter post is going to capture people's attention on that platform, because it's not like Instagram and Facebook where every other one is an image. Again, think Facebook 2012, and that will help guide your content strategy. Images work really well. Tip number 5, the next type of content that you're going to see will perform well is you doing an opinion piece about another article. So I said that when you go onto LinkedIn, there's a lot of sharing of professional articles, and it's not necessarily original content. Well, the way to utilize that and make that be original is to write up your thoughts or your opinions about it, or even where you disagree with that article. And what will happen is it will get people to start in conversation, and that is going to be great for your LinkedIn strategy. The 6th thing that I do to save myself some time in content creation is I repurpose my blogs into articles. So I have been blogging every week for over 6 years. We've got a rich history of business articles on our blog, so if you haven't been there, go check it out. But what I found was when I started doing articles on LinkedIn that I didn't have time to write a blog post each week and to put a new article on. But what I found was if I posted a link to my blog article, it did not get as much engagement or traffic or clicks as if I posted it within the article platform. So what I do is I take my blog post, and so let's say that the blog post has 5 tips for closing indecisive salespeople, and that's the blog post. Well, the LinkedIn article might be 3 tips for closing indecisive people with, at the end, a call to action that if they want to read the full blog post and get those last 2 tips, that then they can go over to the blog, and it drives more traffic, it gets more comments, it gets more views, it gets more engagement. Now, I will say LinkedIn's articles do get good engagement, but not as good as it was a couple of years ago. A couple of years ago, when the articles were newer to the platform, I could pretty much get several hundred views for every single article that I post, whether it was a dud or it was a great one. And now it's a little more selective. So you will have some, it's just like your blog posts, right? Some articles that you post are great and they perform really well. Some not so much, and they just get a little bit of visibility here and there. But I do think it's important to be consistently adding content, because it makes you look like when they go to check out your profile and they see that you have 40 articles, they can actually peruse a little bit of a history of who you are and what you stand for, which makes that initial connection stronger and makes them more interested to engage in conversation with you. My seventh tip, I can use the right number of fingers. My 7th tip, and I think the most important one for today, is how can you speed up the content creation? Because if you're looking at this going, okay, so I've got to write long form posts, I've got to write articles, I've got to create video, I've got to do all these things. Amy, that doesn't sound doable in less than 5 hours a month. So here's my secret tips. Number 1 is I have found that having a weekly conversation on LinkedIn is really helpful, and the engagement builds through the week. So I will talk about the same topic for a week. Now, in full disclosure, I know some of you are going to go check out my LinkedIn profile, and I will be honest, this year, since we started really focusing on YouTube and Instagram, we've been a little neglectful on our LinkedIn. So you'd have to look back a little bit farther to see when we were really rocking it with our content, and we'll get there again, but you can't, I have a hard time juggling all the stuff at once. So this year we decided that YouTube and Instagram were going to be a focus, and LinkedIn, while we still have a good engaged following there, we're just not posting quite as much as we were. So if you're really in the space of you need to build that good engaged following that produces for you, I do recommend that you follow the strategy that we followed when we were in that phase, which was we created a focus for the week. So maybe the focus was software, and we were going to review different types of software for small business. Maybe the focus was free resources that can help grow your business. Or maybe the focus was leadership focus, or sales or marketing, but each week we would have a focus. And then what we would do is the Monday post was saying what the focus was and asking people what their question was. Then the Tuesday post was the blog post. And then we could take a quote from the blog post and make it into, like, use Canva to make a square graphic that posted that. And then the long form post was related to it. And so we would get, and then we'd find an article, somebody else's article related to the conversation for the week. And then the Friday post might be like a Q&A video that I answered even as like a Facebook Live and then transferred it over. Or it could be my YouTube video and I add that link. And so really we were getting a week's worth of content where there was only really like 2 to 3 pieces that actually had to be created. So, you know, you can squeeze several days worth of content out from just a couple of content pieces or more. So one of the things that I've started doing this year is my YouTube videos, I'm actually repurposing them into my blog. So we use the video for the blog and then we take the tips and we do a transcription. We write out the tips and I only have to write in like a paragraph. So I can even have the video and the blog and the quote all come from the same place and the graphic all come from the same source, and then just have, you know, maybe one long form post that I write and I only have to create 2 pieces a week. I highly recommend that this be a place where you look at getting a virtual assistant involved really quickly, because if you only needed to produce 1 video and 1 long form post and they could have 6 or 7 days worth of great content all coming out of that, that would be super easy for you. And virtual assistants do not cost as much as you think they will. So there you have it, my friends. Those are my tips for your LinkedIn content creation strategy. Also, if you want to join a community of like-minded business owners who are there to support each other, give feedback, and even ask some questions, make sure that you join our private Facebook community. Link is also in the description. If you liked this video and would like to see more content like this, please let me know. Make sure that you like, subscribe, leave me a comment, share this with other entrepreneurs in your community, and if this was helpful, just go ahead and type in helpful. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and this is not the only video in our LinkedIn playlist. So check out the playlist if you want to learn more about how to utilize LinkedIn for your business in 2019.